Today, I want to show you how calculated fields are going to make you look like a pro and save a ton of time. Here we go. So we have a very simple data set here where each row represents a different order number and we have 10 of them. We can also see what store it was purchased in, the total sales that we got, as well as the number of items that were purchased. And let's say the thing that we're interested in calculating is the average revenue that we got per item. And let's say we wanted to do this by store. What I would always start by doing is creating a pivot table. So you go insert, pivot table. You can write the table name that you want to refer to. So that here, this table name is called table 1. So, okay. And we want to do this by store. So let's look at downtown and West Island separately. And the manual way to do this without a calculated formula is by doing it this way. So let's look at the total revenue that we got for each of the stores. And let's also look at the number of items that were purchased. So to calculate the average value of a given item, what we could just do is look at the total sales and divide it by the number of items, which means that the downtown store, for a given item, we were making $46 per sale. And from the West Island, it's $31. But how can we do this within the pivot table without having to do this on the side manually? Especially when you have a really big data set, it's much cleaner to have it within the pivot table. So that's when you can use the calculated field. So you can go to pivot table analyze, fields, items, and sets, calculated field, and let's call it average item value. And all we want to do is write the same formula that we just did. So we want to know the total sales, the total sales divided by the total number of items that were purchased. And this is going to give us the average item value. And you can see the same values over here. So at the end of the day, a calculated field is going to allow you to create a formula within a pivot table without having to touch your source data. And this keeps everything super clean. Now tell me, how are you going to use this feature?